Hey everyone, my name is Ashley Kunkel. I am the library director at Milton Public Library. I'm also the teen librarian. I am here with some books that you could potentially read this summer. Specifically, I have some books that were recent Alex Award winners. So every year, the American Library Association and the Young Adult Library Services Association come out with the Youth Media Awards. So those awards go for teen and children's books. So I'm sure you've heard of the Caldecott, so that's for picture books. There is the Newbery for tween books, the chapter books. Prince Awards are for the best teen books of the year. And then the Alex Award books are those that are written for adults but have teen appeal. So probably for those older teens, but they're adult books with teen appeal. So I'm going to talk about 5 of them, but you can find all the list of books on ala.org, or you can come talk to me and I can help you find them as well. But the first one I want to show you is Solutions and Other Problems by Allie Brosh. So Allie has an amazing and hilarious blog called Hyperbole and a Half, and she actually came out with a book called Hyperbole and a Half a few years ago, and then she came out with this one not too long ago. But if you haven't heard of her or her books, she does these really funny illustrations. I'm sure you've seen, let's see, the meme of her. So this is her. This is how she represents herself. And I'm sure you've seen the meme of clean all the things. That's where comes from. But Solution and Other Problems carries Allie's signature style of hilarious stories. But this one kind of tackles a little tougher subject of mental health and depression. Allie went through a lot in the last few years, including a divorce and I believe the death of some family members. So although hilarious, it does take on some tough subjects, but their stories and observations and anecdotes, they're all true stories. So I highly recommend this and Hyperbole and a Half. The next book I have is The Impossible First by Colin O'Brady. This is a nonfiction. It details Colin's journey across Antarctica. Prior to December 2018, no person who has traveled the landmass by themselves unaided. So Colin took on the task himself. And what's really interesting is 10 years prior to that, there was doubt that Colin would ever walk again. So this is kind of obviously a story of endurance, of overcoming the odds. I do want to read the first couple lines here to kind of hopefully grab you in and get you interested. So this is from the prologue. I started thinking about my hands. That was my first mistake. After 48 days and more than 760 miles alone across Antarctica, the daily ache of my hands, cracked with cold, gripping my ski poles 12 hours a day, had become like a drumbeat, forming the rhythm of my existence. And that night, the ache got to me. As I pulled my sled into a blizzard of cold and white, my jacket thermometer read 30 below Celsius, with blasting gusts of winds that made the wind chill at least 50 below. I started picturing how intensely pleasurable it would feel to get out of my mittens. The story would be great for those who love nonfiction, who love adventure stories. But yeah, The Impossible First by Colin O'Brady. Next book I have is Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. This is the first book in the Between Earth and Sky high fantasy trilogy, inspired by the civilizations of the pre-Columbian Americas and woven into a tale of celestial prophecies, indigenous mythologies, political intrigue, and forbidden magic. This is a fascinating world building. It has multiple points of view with 4 main characters. So if you love high fantasy and really kind of detailed worlds and backstories, if you love, I love multiple POVs. If you love multiple POVs, this is definitely the story for you. The next book I have is We Ride Upon Sticks by Quan Berry. This book is set in 1989 in Danvers, Massachusetts. The thing with Danvers, Massachusetts is where the Salem witch trials started. So this follows the Danvers High School Falcons field hockey team, and they will do anything to win state finals, including tapping into some dark powers. So one Goodreads review says, it is inclusive, soaked in late 80s pop culture references, and downright hilarious at times. It is also a surprisingly thoughtful story of the power of being a teen girl, the way our society has shifted in the last 30 years, and what it means to make your own type of power. So if that sounds interesting to you, We Ride Upon Sticks by Quan Berry. And this is obviously a fiction novel. And the last book I have is The Kids Are Gonna Ask by Gretchen Anthony. The death of Thomas and Savannah McClare's mother turns the world upside down. Raised to be fiercely curious by their grandmother Maggie, the twins are determined to learn the identity of their biological father. And when their mission goes viral with a podcast, an eccentric producer offers them a dream platform, a fully sponsored podcast called The Kids Are Gonna Ask. To discover the truth, Thomas and Savannah begin interviewing people from their mother's past and are shocked when the podcast ignites in popularity. So this story is told through chat, text, phone messages, emails, letters, podcasts. Here's an example of one page that's kind of set up like that, and regular prose. It's mysterious without being too scary, and it's perfect for fans of mystery podcasts. I know those like murder mystery podcasts are very popular right now. So if you're into those, you might want to give this one a try. So those are just 5 of the Alex Award winners. There's definitely a whole bunch more, like I said. You can go to the ala.org website or come talk to me if you want to see some more. I'll just kind of flash these across the screen really quick, but there's Riot Babies 1, The Only Good Indians, Plain Bad Heroines, and here's another graphic novel, is Kent State, 4 Dead in Ohio. So if you're into graphic novels, perhaps take a look at this one. But I hope some of those books seem interesting for you. If you want to find a summer read, do not hesitate to come to the library. If you want to get a library card, come to the library. We can get you set up. Obviously, you have free access to physical books, but we also, with a library card, can get you access to 2 online services that allow you to download free ebooks and audiobooks. So if you're interested, come talk to me at the library. Otherwise, everyone, have a great summer, and I will hopefully talk to you later. Bye.